Boman Irani, Chairman and Managing Director of Keystone Realtor, joins us now. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I think
Thank you for having me on your show, Nikhil.
UBS has done already a lot of marketing for you. The demand is strong. Inventory levels are low. Indians are getting rich. Responsible builders are getting market share gain, and this trend will continue.
Isn't it all great news for the country, for the GDP, for all of us as Indians? We should be proud of this moment. And I can speak generally about the Maharashtra scene as of right now. You'll only see the infrastructure growth continuing at the same pace, or maybe even more going forward now, given that the government has been given a very strong mandate, and they're in full majority out here to be able to take care of things. And as I know the thinking of the BJP government, they will look at making homes a lot more a priority and a lot more affordable is what we hope. And towards that, there is a lot of initiatives that the government had taken in the past. We're hoping that certain things like GST, etc., will also aid this growth. But with the infrastructure growth itself, there is a tremendous growth in the external areas of the city, which will allow for those that are looking at larger layouts to live in with all the amenities at the same point of time, be able to commute to the city in a shorter period of time, a reality. So we are looking forward to it.
Boman, do you anticipate any policy changes though? Any new rules which come in which could add perhaps a further fillip to the sector?
I think the things that are happening are all a trend in itself. You have changes coming to the via GRs from various time to time for various issues that were impediments in the development. I can tell you the government's keen to go ahead and increase the housing supply, whether it be through redevelopment, whether it be through opening up lands for development. The Dharavi redevelopment itself is a large, I would say a boon to the city, because it will allow for that entire area to get cleared up, a lot more commercial development taking place out there. And given just the location of Dharavi, you can understand the importance of it. So we are looking forward to a lot of changes. We're waiting for the government to be sworn in. Once the portfolios have been decided, we at CREDAI and CHI will go and meet up with meet up with the relevant, or meet up with those ministers that are concerning to us, and definitely put forth our requirements or demands or requests, that, as you may call it, towards making Mumbai a lot more, how do I say this, enriched as a city itself.
Point taken, but Baman, just getting back to the point where you were talking about how the connectivity is improving, and perhaps people who are looking for larger spaces might just look at the outskirts as well as one of those areas. Are you specifically eyeing any specific, kind of pocket in the outskirts where you're looking at building up those townships and properties?
It's not only the outskirts. I can tell you, of course, Dombivli Kalyan happens to be something that we've taken a great amount of interest in, and we see tremendous growth coming in that market. At the same point of time, I see city-centric places which were not doing extremely well. Let's take Chembur, for instance. I see the connectivity of Chembur becoming something very, very relevant. Chembur has probably the largest number of clubs in the city in any one geography. So that is a lifestyle that is already in place for the people who will go out there. The connectivity makes it very attractive. Further, I'd like to state that schemes like, the fact that they want to make sure that Mumbai is slum-free will also add a lot more to the housing stock in very good locations. As we are aware, the city in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s overdeveloped, and that's how the slum proliferation took place. But with the government's initiative to make Mumbai slum-free, I'm particularly hopeful that we as a company and we as a industry will be able to do a phenomenal amount of work over there.
Where do you think the transformational policy change would come in for Maharashtra and then for city of Bombay, which in a sense could kickstart this real estate momentum? It'll pedal it up further. Could it be on the side of tax cuts, which is the stamp duty? Could it be on sides of FSI? Where do you see that big change coming?
So, thanks for asking this question. I never tire talking about it, because there is a need to reduce the premiums and charges that are paid by Mumbai-based developers. We have given a data sheet to the government earlier as well, where Bangalore or rather Mumbai pays 20 times more than Bangalore to get its approvals. Net to tell you that if I had a 1 acre here and a 1 acre in Bangalore, the amount of area that will get developed would be close to each other. But what would be huge would be the premiums that we've paid in Mumbai for getting the requisite FSI to do that kind of development. And most of these are in a way paid upfront, though the government had taken measures to kind of break it up over a period of time at 8.5% interest, but it's still very, very high. So that is going to be one area where we constantly have been, working with the government to express that when you reduce the charges, you actually improve the development quality as well as the availability of newer stock in the city and make it a lot more affordable. And as far as stamp duty, I think it is time the government woke up to the challenge and said that stamp duty, given the amount of requirement of this market, should not be more than 3%. Today it's about 5% plus 1% cess because of metro. It should be no more than 3%. You should make it interesting or I would say absolutely comfortable for people to go out there and register their documents after paying the stamp duty immediately on making a transaction. This will reduce the number of frauds or otherwise transactions that go to court for no reason at all. I think it's a great move. But the bigger move will be when they reduce the premiums of the property development charges and under the various heads that they are charging us.
So Boman, given all of this, are you sticking to your guidance of 3,000 crores for FY25 in terms of pre-sales and the GDV of almost 6,000 crores, or are you looking at perhaps increasing it, or FY26 is going to be that big year for you?
So it's too close. We're already coming close to the last quarter of the year. So expecting some phenomenal changes will be difficult, but this I can say with confidence. Our company is well on its way to cross the guidelines that we have given. Even last year we did it. We had assured 2,000 crores. We did about 2266. This year our GDV guidance is about 3,000 crores. We are already at 1,311, which is about we are already way past the 40% mark, which will allow us to kind of cross this 3,000 crores, given that this quarter and the next quarter are probably the best quarters for real estate as a cyclical, quarter-on-quarter business. And our new launches that we had said would be about 4,000 crores this year. We've already done, our project acquisitions, that is business development, would be 4,000 crores this year. We are already at about 2,317. And as far as new launches go, we had said we'd launch 2 projects per quarter. In the first 2 quarters, we've already launched 5 projects. Very interestingly, we had already assured our investors and the market that we would be getting into plotted developments because we believe land is a great, revenue booster or wealth builder in the hands of the people. And we've already launched our first project in Kasara. And at the same point of time, we're on the BD side, business development side, working towards adding more plotted or bungalow scheme developments, because Mumbai is the one city that did not get this opportunity by branded or good developers to go outside the city and own a piece of the earth, which is so important for people who live in cities like ours. People want to do weekends, and who knows, given the infrastructure boom, just the new airport coming, especially where we are looking at plotted developments coming up in the future. With the new airport coming, you might look at within 15 years that becoming your first home as well.
Sure, point taken. With that plotted land is something that everyone aspires to get. Mumbai is a bit difficult, but let's see. But just given all of this that you're talking about and the fact that FY25 is coming to a close and you're almost there with guidance, any sneak peek into the FY25 guidance?
FY26, you mean? We will continue our growth trajectory at about 25%. I don't see any kind of hindrance on that with the project acquisitions that we are doing. Like I mentioned, 4,000 crores is new projects that we're going to add this year, which will be ready to launch in the first and second quarters of the next year because our turnaround times are pretty quick. We see FY26 growing at least 25%, if not more. But that's all I can say for this moment.
Okay, Boman, great to have you on the show. Thanks as always for taking the time out and chatting with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.